This is Taylor Mace with the Patch Turned Up studio here in Spencer, West Virginia. You're listening to Help Desk with Joe with Joe. This is episode 28 with our podcast series. Make sure to tune in for more podcasts, information, and music. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, Help Desk with Joe, here we go. And as always, we have with us Joe.
We're back for another week.
We are, and then lots of exciting stuff. And as we were talking before the show about, what kind of tech news there is that doesn't involve the coronavirus. Slim pickings?
Yeah, slim to none, and I just seen Slim leaving town.
Yeah. So it makes for an interesting show, but as they say, the show must go on.
Exactly. So we are still going to cover some coronavirus stuff. Actually, we're probably going to be heavy.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole show is going to completely evolve around that.
And it's crazy because you had this prediction 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's exact, but
Right,
I remember you were on the show,
yeah.
and I was like, what are you talking about, this coronavirus? And you're like, listen, it's affecting iPhones and causing a delay, and now it's affecting everything.
Right.
So it's hard not to have news without that in it. But
Yeah, it was kind of a slow ripple effect because it started in China, and at that point, it was more China's problem. Well, it finally reached our shores, so now everybody's.
Yep, and now it's everybody's problem. Mainly
Right.
when we were talking yesterday that this is a manufacturing issue, a food sustainability issue.
Well, just a distribution.
Yes,
issue,
distribution
period.
across the board.
Yeah.
Because they were talking some of the businesses that shut down, and we're like, well, yeah, because their products come from China.
Right.
If you're not getting them, you can't do business.
Exactly.
So, all right, well. Whole different conversation. Let's get back on track.
Okay.
I wander off track frequently, so
That's why you and I work out well together. Because we both kind of just veer off together.
yeah. Blind leading the blind. All right. Anyway, so back on your topics today. What are we talking about today?
So we're going to talk about Amazon shipment prioritization due to the coronavirus. Facebook spam filters had a hiccup yesterday, and I was one of the people affected.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nintendo Switch experienced a 9-hour outage yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And our tip of the week is keeping tech devices clean.
Gotcha. Okay. So lots of good stuff there. And I'm really interested in the Amazon stuff because we order a lot of stuff from Amazon because we cover a broad area.
Right.
Roane, Jackson, and Mason County, which if you're listening and you're not familiar with West Virginia, Mason County is an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
And by the time I pay one of our staff members to get it in, get whatever after school supply we need delivered to that particular site, and we roll it out to them. It's a 3-hour drive from here.
Right.
It's way cheaper just to pay Amazon to drop ship it.
Right.
Them. So we utilize Amazon pretty heavily, and I have noticed that our Amazon shipment times have went up to at least a week.
Yes.
Which kind of bums me out because I look at the Prime and I'm spoiled. I'm like, wait a
Right.
minute, what do you mean not tomorrow, the next day?
Exactly.
And but reality is that's how things work.
Yeah, and that's all because of this.
Yeah, so that's my perception. Now you give me the real scoop.
Okay, so Amazon said yesterday, and this was published on the USA Today, that Amazon will temporarily prioritize shipments of popular items such as medical supplies and household staples during this whole crisis.
That's smart on their part. That's good.
And they're making these and other high-demand goods top priority starting yesterday and lasting until April 5th to help customers fight this COVID-19 coronavirus.
Right. Get through these trying times. So that's interesting, and I understand what they're doing, and I wholeheartedly agree because we're for our purposes here at Patch, we're ordering the after-school supplies, and now that schools are shut down, not a big priority.
Exactly.
Now we're still planning for when they start back up, and we got to be ready and have our supplies in place.
Right.
But it's not near as important as someone getting their medical supplies and their
Right.
important things.
Yeah. After school supplies can wait that extra 2 days versus hand sanitizer and everything else.
Wipes and
toilet paper.
Yeah. Toilet paper, diapers, you name it. So hey, been down that road with kids, and you know how important it is to get those essentials.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I completely understand. I would assume that other people would understand as well, and not get all bent out of shape that it did take an extra day, week, 2 weeks, or whatever to get something that's not essential.
Right.
So, okay, yeah, well, I'm on board with that, and that makes sense. And
Right.
Kudos to Amazon for taking those steps.
Right.
So, okay, shoot. So
Okay,
you're
so-
saying so my supplies aren't going to get to me.
Yeah. You're going to have to wait, Dave, unfortunately.
Well, and it's weird. One of the things we ordered was for Taylor's her kefir water study we're doing back here, she requires organic cane sugar, and we get a specific brand that's sourced, and then it's organic, and it's also fair trade. So to get all those things, we have to get a specific sugar, cane sugar. And Taylor, I don't know, how much longer do you think you can make it on what you got?
I probably have tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's about it on the cane sugar. So.
Alrighty then. So it's ordered. I don't know that it'll be here tomorrow.
So
Yeah.
Taylor, do you do a lot of online shopping with Amazon?
It's more like browsing and then telling myself I'm gonna get it, but then it like sits in the shopping cart for a while.
So you just never clicked the buy button. So
No.
so you haven't actually seen or had issues yet so far with shipping
No.
delays.
No, not yet, but we just got a package yesterday from Amazon, and we ordered eyeliner, and that's not really crucial to living, so I think they're still doing it, but I'm not sure. So
Taylor's pretty responsible for a teenager, so I could kind of see that from her. Now, some of the other knuckleheads out there, not so much probably. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, so that's our own personal story. So we have to work out how to get our organic cane sugar by Friday.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay, all right. On to the next one.
Okay, so Facebook spam filter blocked legitimate links, including some to coronavirus information, and this happened yesterday evening.
Why?
So the
I mean, is this part of their like filtering system? Like, is it an
yeah,
algorithm that went
their
bad,
filtering system just went bonkers yesterday.
Really?
Yes.
So it wasn't anything they said. Hey, let's make this move, and this is what happened.
No, and CNET reported this yesterday evening that their news feed spam filter malfunctioned yesterday, blocking links to legitimate websites and preventing users from sharing them, including some links to coronavirus information. Facebook said it was aware of the issue and was working on the solution. By 6:30 yesterday evening, company executives said it was fixed, and some users were still reporting they run into issues. And
Really?
and I do know for a fact that this was a real issue because I had a couple of my posts come up as possible spam. And
Really?
and these was posts that I made 2-3 days ago about Altus, the parent company of Suddenlink,
Yeah.
where they was offering 60 days of free internet for homes that don't currently have internet access, and I just started getting these notifications from Facebook. Hey, this post is being blocked because of spam. Tell us how to handle it. And I thought, well, better take care of it and just let them do their thing because I don't want to end up in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
So I clicked it, and I never went back to check and see if they restored it, but yeah, there was legitimate, and this was a legitimate post that I posted 2 days ago. That a link and all the information that you needed about the working with Suddenlink and Altus, their parent company, to get internet to families that don't have internet through this whole mess.
Wow. That's interesting. So, I assume it's fixed across the board, but is it something that might pop back up?
I would suspect. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I hope not. But as much as coming down the pike on Facebook's in, and you and I and Taylor, I'm sure you've seen this too. You can't go on Facebook without seeing anything that doesn't involve COVID-19, coronavirus,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
so and it's everything from legitimate news information to conspiracy theorists and just everything in between. And it's just a mess right now.
I've seen so many of those conspiracy theories. Those things are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have that, and they try to pose it as real information, and and then there's just people out there just what I call poking the bear just because they can. And
Keyboard warriors unite and let's cause problems.
Yeah, exactly. Just cause more chaos than what's needed.
Interesting. So, well, what do you tell the general consumer then about that?
Well,
or the average person, I guess. What should the average person really know?
Well, at this point, Facebook's saying that the issue's been resolved, so it's one of those. The ball's in Facebook's court, so it's kind of up to them how they address it and how they fix it. So they was able to actually get it all back under control, and said the issue's resolved. But just kind of a heads up that if you run into this issue again,
Yeah.
and it's one of those. It's just the typical. Be cautious of one, what you're reading, and two, what links you're clicking, because just because it has a picture that says Fox News, CNN, ABC News doesn't necessarily mean that's where that link will take you.
Yeah, and I think that's sound advice across the board. Be aware of what you're looking at, what you're trying to look for, and how much time you're going to spend chasing those links
Right.
versus what could be another, I don't know, is it a mishap by Facebook or
Yeah,
another issue on Facebook of
Right, and the reason those spam filters are put in place is so people don't post bad links to virus-infected websites or malware or whatever. So those tools are in there to help help protect you, but just still err on that side of caution.
Yep, gotcha. Okay. Yep, be aware, Facebook users, we all love it, but be aware of the issues you might run into, and especially if it involves the COVID-19 or coronavirus, the
Right.
tags.
Right.
Just how it rolls sometimes. Don't get too upset. I know Facebook's important, but just be aware.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the last news story of the day is Nintendo Switch online service experienced nearly a 9-hour outage yesterday.
That's crazy.
Yes, and they aren't alone.
Well,
Xbox experienced the same thing on Sunday.
is this because, I assume, just because more people are hitting it harder in times where they don't expect it? Or just in general?
That's exactly what it is. There's more people. Everybody's staying home.
The kids are home.
Exactly. The kids are home. The kids have to do something.
Right.
So everybody's going online to play with their friends because they can't go anywhere. So
They're stuck.
Yeah, so they're trying to play with their friends online, and Nintendo's and Xbox's servers can only hold so much.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you see this spike in productivity, and it's one of those, something has to give. So,
Yep.
Nintendo fixed it, Xbox fixed it, but don't be surprised for the next little bit that if this becomes a reoccurring thing. And this is not anything that Nintendo or Xbox or even PlayStation, any of them have stated. This is just my pure assumption and just way patterns have worked in the past. As more people are staying home, more people get online, it's just bound to happen.
Yeah, I wonder too if that's going to be a problem that's going to roll out into the internet world with everything, because more kids. I know I just talked to one of our teachers from Central Office, and they're given assignments, and kids need to do their homework online, where normally during the day they wouldn't do that. So you're going to have a massive flood of kids doing their work online, teachers working online, across the board that you normally wouldn't see.
Right. Plus, everybody's shopping online because they don't want to go to the store. They can't go to the store. And
That's true.
Yeah. And
Taylor's shopping just got derailed.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I actually saw where Amazon made a comment last night where they're hiring like a huge amount of people just to be able to cover the orders. It's almost
wow.
Their hiring numbers is almost like holiday numbers.
Oh yeah.
To cover all these orders.
Well, that's important because that brings out there's so many factors. Like we were talking yesterday evening, restaurants are going to take out and delivery only.
Right.
Stores are closing. Businesses are closing, temporarily, but still,
Right.
the people that need work now will hopefully get some work from the Amazon centers, and the people that need to stay home that are more at risk can get deliveries and so forth made.
Right.
So a lot of factors go into this. I know they were talking daycares were going to close and so forth, and that's scary in itself because we know from our daycare end that serving the hospital and the healthcare facility is priority. If those folks can't go to work,
Right.
then we're going to struggle.
Right. And that post I sent you, I texted you last week just a heads up when they was starting to talk about after school activities, and that was before they started talking about the school's closing. I sent that text just a heads up.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's crazy, and that's for after school, it's not a big a deal because we operate within the school system anyway.
Right.
We're on their platform, but daycares is a whole another beast.
Yeah, and then I saw your post about daycares, how daycare falls under a different umbrella.
Yeah, they do.
umbrella. So as soon as I started seeing about school closings and all that, I thought, yeah, it's just a matter of time before
Yep.
you're going to have to address that your phone's going to be ringing off the hook.
Yeah, and it has been. And Kentucky's closing their daycares on Friday.
Really?
Yeah, so what's today? Wednesday? So
Wednesday.
this Friday, Kentucky, which is our neighboring state.
Right.
For those that aren't aware that are listening outside of West Virginia is its own state. We are west of Virginia.
Well,
And,
actually, I think
we're beside Kentucky and
I
Ohio.
think with the whole coronavirus issue, people actually know where West
Know where-
Virginia is
yeah,
now
you're right.
because
They're
we
like,
finally
wait a
the
minute.
last state that actually had a confirmed case.
Right. So, yeah, that's a good point. People are probably more aware of our state now. But anyway, Kentucky's beside us, and we usually fall in line after the fact, the states surrounding us. But the daycare issue is one of the things that we were talking about. That's a tough one. You do want to keep people safe, But man, if people can't go to work because they don't have child care, then that gets sticky, especially if it's our emergency responders, our healthcare professionals.
Exactly.
You got to get them to work.
Well,
and they got to be able to go to work.
Right, and the last thing you want to do is expose your child to the workplace.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you want to do is have to take your child to work with you, because that, no matter where you work, regardless of a hospital or just a general office setting itself, you don't know what's coming in that door.
Oh, yeah.
At your home you can control what's coming in and out, but once you enter a public setting, regardless of what it is, there's a lot of unknown factors that.
Yeah. Well, and we were just talking, nobody wants to tell their doctors, their nurses, their PAs, sorry, you have to stay home, take care of your kid, and don't go to work. We need those folks out there. So that was one of our big stances as Patch, and we've been telling everybody the same mantra. We're going to stay open to help our healthcare professionals, because we do have quite a bit here locally that,
right,
of our student population is exactly that.
Right.
Which, kind of goes against a little bit what they're pushing out there of, hey, small groups, small numbers, and so forth. But we're literally sanitizing right now out in our hallways every tour. And
I know.
They play twice a day. They get sanitized across the board.
I know when I came up the stairs toward the office, I seen Kel and everybody having totes, and that's a
totes of bleach water going to town. Everything gets sanitized. So there's precautions in place to help that, but it is kind of crazy. I don't even remember what our topic was.
Okay, so our
that's how bad we got off track. I don't even remember where we started.
We was talking about internet outages.
Yeah. All the kids be at home. There you go. Yeah. Woo! Welcome to Help Desk with Joe. We'll help you with everything.
Yeah.
Not even what we're talking about, but everything else.
And we'll eventually get there. But all honesty, talking about cleaning, that does get us to our tip of the week.
All right, tip of the week. Hit me.
So everybody's staying home with the toilet paper and they're hand sanitizing. The biggest thing a lot of people don't either realize or forget about is keeping your tech devices clean.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah.
You're right. I just looked at my phone. I don't remember the last time I wiped my phone off.
Exactly.
And my phone goes everywhere.
Exactly. And
ooh, all right. Tell me what I need to know.
Okay.
Help everybody out, including me.
So we sell a product called Whoosh.
Oh, I use Whoosh.
Yes.
I haven't used it for like 3 weeks, but I have it in my desk. I'm gonna go whoosh my phone.
There you go. Now, if you're not familiar with Whoosh, Whoosh it's alcohol-free, ammonia-free, but it's an all-organic cleaner. So there's no after smell, there's no effects to that. It cleans, sanitizes, and actually does a touch, creates like a little film over the screen where it's fingerprint resistant.
Yeah.
And that's what we've actually implemented in our office, as well.
So is it something, assuming you're recommending that it will help kill down the germs and so forth?
Yes, it will kill germs. Now, disclaimer, I'm not confirming that it will kill the coronavirus germ. Neither is Whoosh to this point, so I'm not
right. We're not saying that as the deal,
right? But just as a general cleaner to keep your screen clean and disinfected. Because did you realize that your phone's actually the dirtiest thing that you touch in a day?
I believe it. Like I say,
worse than a door handle.
When I go to soccer practice, track practice, I just throw my phone wherever. So sometimes, like, it might be out on the pole vault mat, it might be out on the track, it might be out on the football field in the dirt.
Right.
My phone goes everywhere.
And what's the first thing you do? Pick it up and put it in your pocket.
Oh, yeah. And put it on my face.
Yeah.
And, and I'm getting ready. As soon as we get done here, I'm going out to Sunnybank where we have chickens and, mud and dirt and...
Right.
Yeah.
And when Whoosh first...
Holy cow.
Came on scene a few years ago, they did independent tests and studies and all that, and they actually had one of those germ readers.
Yep.
Where you took a cotton swab and swabbed the screen and then stuck it in there. And the machine they had said that anything over like 70 was same as handling raw sewage.
Yep.
And they had one person said, let's check your phone. Swiped it, threw it in there, and the number came back 92.
Oh, I gotta believe it, because like, I'm just thinking, using my own phone, I'm sure I spit on it and rub it on my face, and like I say, you can handle chickens and then grab my phone and take a picture of the said chickens or whatever the case may be. Not that chickens are dirty, but you start handling animals.
Right. Well, and think about it.
My own dogs, my own cats, my kids.
How many times a day is everybody going through and wiping down doorknobs?
Oh, yeah.
how many times is everybody going back and wiping down their phones?
Yeah, that's the thing. Phew. All right. You're freaking me out, Joe.
Yeah, I'm making you paranoid now.
Nope, I'm going to go clean my phone with my Whoosh.
There you go. But yeah, that's something to think
That
about.
is a really good point.
And
Don't overlook it.
now we have Whoosh in stock, and we actually have more coming in today. Or supposed to come in today. So check out our website if you want to order any of that. But that if you don't want to use Whoosh, make sure you get some kind of cleaner and keep those devices clean, because that is literally one of the biggest things that people overlook is their tablets, their phones, their computers, their technology.
Right. And I'm assuming you don't want to rub like an alcohol gel or anything like that on your phone screen.
I personally don't recommend that, because over time alcohol can actually cause the material to break down.
That's what I mean. Like your screen protector, your screen, all those things are based off of touch. And
Yeah.
so I mean, and I know when you first got me turned towards Whoosh, it was because this is safe for your device
it's
in all
made for it.
manners.
Yeah. And
versus other, you don't want to Lysol your phone necessarily.
Right. And last week Apple went as far as saying, yeah, you can use Clorox wipes on your screens, and personally I'm going I'm freaking out thinking, okay, that's bleach and that's on a screen, and and there's somebody gonna be out there that's just gonna take a bottle of bleach and stand right over the phone and pour it over a cloth, and it's gonna spill everywhere. So personally I'm starting to have freaking out over all that.
Ooh. All right, so there's a lesson for the day.
Yeah, keep your tech clean.
Keep your tech clean and be aware of what you clean it with. Be responsible with it.
Right.
Because you don't want to make the mistake of, like you said, dumping bleach on there or something that's going to start to deteriorate all your technology stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, I know the screen's fragile. Everybody's got to know that by now.
Right.
So take care of your stuff.
Yeah, and there's actually devices out there that use UV light to kill germs as well. You actually set your phone in there and close the lid, and it'll actually kill it over UV as well. So there's all kinds of options out there to keep your tech clean.
Well, I will say I do like the Whoosh. I need to use it more, obviously, based on the whole conversation we just had.
Right.
But I do like it, and it does a really good job. You're right. Once I use it, now that I think back, the last time I used it was probably 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks ago, and it takes all the fingerprints off, and it takes a little while before it wears off, so to speak.
And we actually have customers that use it for more than just tech. We have a lot of customers use it on their eyeglasses.
Really?
Yeah, for the fingerprint resistance.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
My dad uses it on his welding helmet.
Yep.
And that's one thing I never thought of. And he said, yeah, it's great because, many times he flips his helmet on and off. He said, that's perfect for that.
Yep. Yeah, glasses would be a big one, too. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Well, holy cow. Big show today with all the news and what to cover. And yeah, I do appreciate the fact you walked in and said, hey, I'm going to I tried not to do so much related to coronavirus, but honestly, with technology, it's affecting it in indirect ways. And I will say, I'll say it again. I said at the beginning of the show, I'll say it again. You predicted this 6 weeks ago and said, hey, tip of the iceberg here, but this is what's going to happen and then how it's going to roll out. And by golly, I hope you're playing in the lottery and in the stocks a little.
I was going to say, I wish I was that lucky in the lottery, and then we wouldn't have to worry about this.
Yeah. I gotcha. All right. Well, great show this week, and we'll be back with more next week. And if people have questions, if they are interested in the disinfectant for your phone and any other technology questions they may have, if they're experiencing outages with their Wii systems or it was Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Anything like that. If you have any technology issues, how do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com or check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at AM Digital Tech. And actually, Dave, here's something I didn't tell you before the show. The order shows we did a couple, over the years. We actually had a lady call last week while we was doing this, going live last week. We had a lady call us about a show we did several years ago about PayPal and online pay options.
Nice.
So Cena was actually fielding a call while we was doing the show last week. It was pretty cool.
That is awesome to see that interaction. And I'll say that if you have any questions or you have any suggestions for topics for the future, throw them in our Facebook here. Joe sees them as well. And Cena, and of course we got a shout out for Cena. She does all the heavy lifting behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Keeps you on track.
That's a tough job. That's a tough job alone.
I know. Every time I think about how far we get off track on conversation, I can see Cena rolling her eyes.
Yeah.
Saying, "Oh boy."
But, Taylor still knows she hasn't got us
Yeah, she's not aware of
But-
that yet.
If you need Taylor, Cena can teach you how to keep us back, get us
Yeah.
back on track.
Good luck is all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I might need some tips. Something like that.
But feel free to throw those comments here in our Facebook Live broadcast, and Joe will answer them, or we'll address them on the next show.
Yes.
And so forth. If you have any ideas, just let us know. It's great to see some interaction, and I've been throwing that out during all our podcasts, and rarely get any comments other than the usual.
Right.
Good job, interesting stuff, but nobody has come back with a question or, hey, address this, or what do you think of this?
Right, but we're still growing, so
Yeah, we are.
it'll get there.
How? And you said you're doing some different stuff as well, like watch parties and so forth to go with our Facebook Live.
Yeah, I was watching here. We actually had at one point, I don't know what the numbers went, but actually we had at one point we had 11 people watching the live
Nice.
broadcast. So,
Okay, good stuff.
so if we're new, we're doing good.
Yeah, so we like it. And then again, any information or ideas, just let us know. And a big thank you to A&M Digital Technologies. Joe and Cena both here, local in Spencer, doing great stuff locally with technology, not only in personal areas but also commercial. You guys do a lot of commercial work.
Right.
And of course, power all our stuff here at Patch with our podcasts, our broadcasts, our Facebook stuff, videos from the Youth Basketball League. I see I've been watching. You're closing in on the championship
I'm
games.
closing in on that.
So
Yes.
Joe does all that hard work behind the scenes. So we really appreciate A&M Digital Technologies. So contact them with anything you might need and any questions you might have, and Joe and Cena will be more than happy to help you. All right, well, that's Help Desk with Joe here. What show did you say it was?
Episode 8. Is that right, Taylor?
Yeah, episode 8, and Cena she said, "Ha, I can try to help, but it takes years to keep him on track."
She's got years of experience. Yeah. She's got to impart that knowledge to somebody, so might as well be you, Taylor.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, everyone, for joining us, and this is Help Desk with Joe, show number 8. My golly, we're working our way up through there. You're going to get ahead of our other shows. You're now our leading show for amount of podcasts done.
Uh-oh.
Today sealed the deal for you, so that's
There
good
we go.
stuff. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. I'll let Taylor lead us out.
This is Taylor, and you've been listening to Help Desk with Joe with Patch Turned Up. Stay tuned in for more podcasts, music, news, and updates from our Patch students. Patch, community and children first.